Good evening, dear sisters and brothers. Welcome to the evening session of Being Heartful Every Day with Swadhyaya. As we continue our exploration on the theme of adaptability, tonight we reflect on how changes becomes a divine teacher when we meet it with humility and openness. Life constantly invites us to grow, sometimes through gentle turns and sometimes through waves that shake our sense of stability. Adaptability helps us not only endure these changes but evolve through them, learning to trust that every moment carries the possibility of refinement and grace. In the heartfulness journey, adaptability is not merely the ability to adjust, it is the willingness to grow. Change, whether welcome or unexpected, becomes meaningful only when we allow it to transform us from within. Daji beautifully reminds us that life is a teacher and the heart is a classroom. When we face challenges with receptivity, every experience, pleasant or difficult, becomes a lesson in expanding love and wisdom in us. Adaptability asks of us two things: softness and strength. Softness to accept what is, and strength to move forward with faith. The more we refine these qualities, the more we experience balance between acceptance and action, stillness and movement. Like a tree that bends with the wind yet remains rooted, the Abhyasi learns to stay grounded in the heart while adapting to the life's winds of change. For us in the heartfulness way, adaptability is also a sign of trust in the master's inner work. Master often reshapes our inner world in ways we may not immediately understand. At times, we may feel discomfort when familiar patterns dissolve or when life takes on an unforeseen turn. But these are the very moments when his work is most active. When we yield with faith, adaptability becomes a sacred cooperation with the divine process. We stop questioning why things happen and begin to ask, what is this teaching me? In this surrender, we move from resistance to receptivity, from control to communion. Our daily heartfulness practices nurture this sacred adaptability. Meditation helps us connect with the inner center where stillness prevails even in the midst of change. Cleaning allows us to shed attachments, impressions, and fixed ideas that limit growth. And prayer reminds us that divine wisdom orchestrates life far better than our own plans. And through consistent practice, we begin to see adaptability not as an occasional effort, but as a way of being, a flow of love that harmonizes our inner and our outer worlds. Dear sisters and brothers, with this we move into the session ahead, and we request you to share the invitation of the master classes and the BHED sessions with your near and dear ones. And we will now open our hearts to the inspirational reading from the article Love in Action by beloved Taji. One with nature. The result of this transformation is that we become one with nature. When all impurities are gone, we achieve that original state. It is then that our dealings are in tune with nature. So, what are the aspects of nature that Principle 9 asks us to emulate? Going beyond the senses and becoming sensitive requires at least some commitment to listening to our conscience about the day to day mundane things. When we have to be reminded of our duties again and again, our consciousness cannot expand. The first is uniformity. For example, be like the sun that shines everywhere without discrimination, and the air that is available for everyone to breathe. The trees give shade to both sinner and saint, and a rose gives fragrance to both rich and poor. Nature does not discriminate. We are all from the same source of existence. Or putting it a bit differently, we are manifestations of one energy or singularity. The second is diversity. Nature embraces and celebrates diversity. Can you imagine a beautiful woodland with only one type of plant? It is a variety of colors, textures, heights, leaf shapes, and flowers that gives the woods their beauty. Nature manifests herself in diversity, and each expression receives its share according to its capacity and worth. When we combine these two aspects, we arrive at the idea of unity in diversity, which is the ultimate way we are able to value each other, accept our various strengths and weaknesses, live a happy family life in community, and accept that we evolve by ennobling others. The third aspect is evolution and growth. Nature is continuously evolving. From the primordial soup, the spark of life was ignited when the first single celled organisms appeared. It took millions of years to evolve into the diversity of species we see today. Evolution and growth are primary impulses in nature. Here on Earth, human beings are said to be the pinnacle of evolution right now. While plants and other animals evolve automatically according to nature's plan, we have been gifted with the possibility to evolve consciously. We have been endowed with the level of consciousness to be self aware, and we can expand and transform that consciousness. The process through which we do this is meditation. Meditation allows us to progressively become more and more like nature, but the transformation only becomes permanent when we apply it in our day to day dealings. When we change our behavior, it helps us to change our thinking. When we change our thinking, it changes our belief patterns. This process is iterative and convergent, and the change is cumulative. As we continue on, we gradually align with nature. The science of molding our living. What is meant by mold your behavior and way of living? Take the example of a metallic object that is defective or we first mental and emotional patterns and changing our belief systems. Once we break down those things of our own making, we can be remade in nature's mold. Dear sisters and brothers, let us take a brief pause here from the reading and allow the wisdom of these words to be gently absorbed within us. Let them settle in our heart, guiding our understanding from thought into lived experience. We will now offer the universal prayer. All brothers and sisters are being filled with love and devotion, and real faith is growing stronger in them. सभी भाई बहन प्रेम और भक्ति से भर रहे हैं और उनमें सच्ची श्रद्धा दृढ़ होती जा रही है। May this universal prayer attune us to the divine rhythm within, awakening love, unity, acceptance, and peace for all. Dear sisters and brothers, as you prepare to rest tonight, take a few moments in silence to offer your bedtime prayer and reflections for the day. Gently reflect, what changes did today bring, expected or unexpected? How did you respond? With openness or with resistance? And what these moments reveal about your inner state, and offer any restlessness or attachments in the prayer, and rest in the assurance that every change carries the imprint of His love. Dear sisters and brothers, thank you for joining this evening session, and we look forward to seeing you all tomorrow for the morning session, which is going to be at 6 a.m. Until then, may your heart remain soft, open, and beautifully adaptable in His care. Thank you.